What's the deal, my people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you with another one. And this one is the Game of Thrones pregame mother effing show. And I'm back rocking with you here, episode 3, episode 4. We're gonna talk about, Game of Thrones season. As it's almost over, people. It's gone come so fast and gone so fast. A lot of people, got a lot of complaints about the last episode of the season and all this stuff like that. But in all honesty, it's almost over. All the complaining is going to be over. All the people are going to be crying when it's all said and done because we ain't going to have no Game of Thrones. But I'm not alone. As always, I got my right hand, and my right hand is on the trigger. My ninja, the king of the north, Moji.
What's going on, folks? It's Moji the King of the North. It's Mojini, baby. It's Tony TV. It's the bareback barbarians doing what we do.
No doubt, no doubt. And we are joined early right here by my small council sister. She's rocking with us, one of the Mad Queens, T-Baby.
What's up, everybody? I hope everybody excited for this episode. I'm glad I get to stream with Mo again. I ain't streamed with you in a minute.
Yeah.
That is what it is. All you people out there, we got over 100 people watching, almost 200 people watching, and for some reason, the haters are in the building. You see, we got a couple of thumbs downs already when we didn't even start. So you know what that's all about. Donald Trump's in the building. So why don't you just hit that thumbs up button for us so we can get some likes up in this piece to combat those haters. All them haters that's out there and they like to hate on us, please throw that thumbs up button because we still doing what we do. That's how we do it. What up to my people? Nelson said his first time and he's a sub. Thank you so much for joining. What up to LMR? What up to Patrick? What up to TK Richards? What up to Wendy? What up to the Imaginary Realm? What up to Kerry? What up to Shannon C? What up to Katrina? What up to Santel? I always say her name wrong. Major. What up to Christina Smith? What up to the Weekend Movie Machines? What up to everybody out there? Thank you. I would just like to thank all my new subscribers. I have picked up a bunch of new subscribers. Thank you, Orlando Williams, the super chat in the building, baby. Early and often. I take it. You know what I mean? Thank you for all my new subscribers that have come on to Teflon TV to join the family since I started this season and stuff like that. Got mad love for all y'all. Got mad love for everyone. Hope y'all gonna see how we do it, how we rock it up in this piece. You know how we get it popping. As always, the thug mug is in the hand, baby. We are ready to get this popping. What up to my man Q Gilliam? What up to my man I See Spots, the first ever subscriber on Teflon TV. Now let's get this popping. Mojini Langria, we got a super chat. Let's take it real quick. Mo here? Mo
just dropped out.
He just dropped out. Oh, he's just I can't see over there. So I can't say it like he's saying, but thank you for the super chat from Strange TV. Keep up the great work. Even if the others don't appreciate you, we do. Thank you so much. I appreciate all y'all and everything else. I am here to rock with y'all. So it is UNIT. Let me get your official ranking for this last episode number 3, The Long Night.
Okay, so I'm being generous, and I just watched the episode over again. I'm still going to give it 7.5. There was still way too many plot holes for me, but they got like the theme and the vibes for the episode. But other than that, I can't give it more than that.
I hear you. I like the fact that the action was great. I thought the action was good. Right. It was a little dark. It was a little hard to see. You know what I mean? But the action was great. I was at the edge of my seat the whole time. And while watching it, I was like, there's no way that they could win this war or go on to a different episode. The Night King has to die this episode because it's just too much of them. There's no way they're going to get it. That being said, the episode gets a 6 for me. As you said, the plot holes, maybe because I'm a book reader or something like that. But even dealing with the show, if I'm just a show watcher, the battle strategy. I'm not saying I'm a tactician or anything like that, but this seemed kind of dumb. It seemed kind of rushed. It didn't seem like it was any way realistically how to fight these whites, anything like that. So when I look at all that, I have to give it a 6 in that episode.
They made the Night King arrogant. That's what I didn't get. Like, he stopped sending a bunch of whites to Danny, even though it was two of them. Then there's like the theory that John was screaming "Go." Have you heard of that?
No, I have not heard that.
So the theory is that John wasn't screaming at a dragon, but that he was screaming "Go, go, go" to let Arya go through to kill the Night King. And I'm sorry, he didn't say "go." He was just screaming at a dragon, which I have a problem with.
Yeah, there's no way here. I would have caught that if he was screaming at Arya to go. And I just thought that when you look at the whole situation, when you look at the buildup that we've seen, right? And we're talking about that. And we look at, we got super chat from Wheezy. Thank you so much. Super chat is in the house. I appreciate that. Thank you. No question. But I appreciate the super chat. Showing it down and just get some loves. Who is calling me from Facebook? Right there? Why would he do that right now? Don't call me from Facebook, man. I'm busy right now. Anyway, besides that, it just seemed like when you have this guy build up, right? All this, it's like he's so strong, right? You see him, you've seen Jon Snow fight White Walkers before, and he's taken them out. You've seen White Walkers take out and hard home all these people. To have him there and to show over 11, 12 White Walkers and then them not to fight at all, it's just stupid to me. I just don't know why you would even have them there if it was not for them to get their hands dirty. Because it didn't even show like them manipulating the whites. Because we seen it was the Night King that got them to fall their body on the fire. So what were the White Walkers doing there? Why were
just
they
chilling?
Support? What was the reason for them to be there?
That's what bothered me about it, is that we seen them in action. So why would they just walk and to protect him? And even then, if they were supposed to protect him, why weren't they closer to him? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense that they just all stood to the side and watched the Night King do all the work, basically.
Yeah, it makes no sense whatsoever for them to have even been there. At least the people that were on the other side, at least you've seen them fight. They might as well have been hiding in the crypts with the other people down there, because that's about how effective they really were on the battlefield, because they get nada. So when I seen that, and then when I also seen the Night King and Jon Snow, and you see them look at Jon Snow in the face, and this guy just straight up bitches out. This straight bitches out. He didn't even attempt to fight this guy. That's you don't do that. I've never seen a movie where they've ever had an enemy, the number one enemy in the movie, not fight the hero. I've never seen that. Not even looked at. I've never seen that in any movie I've ever watched, whether it's Lord of the Rings and you see the white orc. You've seen the white orc. That's like seeing that white orc not doing something. Or the Lord of the Rings, when you see these guys, the wavering riders and stuff, they fought. They didn't just fly around and stuff. They got into hands dirty. Why would you have these people in it if they're not going to fight? That was my number one problem with the whole thing, was that they didn't fight. They made the Night King look like a bitch. He straight bitched that and walked away, refused to fight Jon Snow one-on-one. And that should have definitely happened. I don't mind Arya Stark killing the Night King and that ending like that, but there's just a better way for them to set up. Why do you mind that?
Why was she screaming when she attacked him? If the whole purpose was for her to sneak behind him, but then when she jumps up, she starts screaming. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I agree that makes no sense whatsoever for them to do that. They should have just I mean, if she's a silent assassin, right? That's what she learned, this technique. I've never seen her scream before. I think it's more dramatic effect. You know what I mean?
It's stupid. She's been stealthy the whole time, and then even in the episode they showed that the Night King can even hear blood dropping on the floor. So why, if your purpose is to sneak up behind him, would you scream? It just doesn't make sense to me. But I don't write this stuff, so let me shut up.
You gotta write. That's the whole thing. That you don't write it, neither do I. But you can still see where they messed up on it, and that shows you how bad they messed up, because they should have been able to get that popping, and it should not have been anything like that. And what else did you have an issue with this episode, if anything else?
I think it was just the realism of it. Like, I got tired of seeing people almost die, but then they don't die. Like Sam died, I think, twice on this episode, to the point where I think John even got tired of seeing Sam die on screen. Jaime, y'all know I don't like Jaime, but still, Jaime, Bran, and Pod should be dead. It makes no sense, especially how all the White Walkers was, not the White Walkers, but all the whites were on them. That made no sense. It's just little details like that I love about this show that threw me off because it made no sense.
Yeah.
Okay, can I give my 2 cents on the battle?
Yes, you can.
Okay. All right, I'm going to put it like this, right? I don't care what anybody says. This was better than the Battle of the Bastards, in my opinion. It wasn't better than the battle at Blackwater, but it was better than Hardhome.
What?
And it was better than the Battle of the Bastards. And I'm going to tell you why. This is the first time we ever saw the dragons in action. That alone puts it at the top next to Battle of Blackwater, because the magical element trumps it all. I know at Hardhome there was White Walkers and we saw the whites and all, and we saw Jon kill a white, but that wasn't a major battle. At Battle of the Bastards, there was no magic whatsoever other than the giant. It was just a tactical who's got more soldiers than the other team. In this battle, you saw Dany and Jon, one killing whites on one side, him killing whites on the other side. Dany jumped the gun because she saw the Dothraki slaughtered, right? These are the best warriors on horseback. If you know your history and lore about the Dothraki, right? They are the best horsemen, whatever you want to call it, in Westeros, right? These dudes got slaughtered in an instant, right? That was a horrible tactical move. If it wasn't for Melisandre's fire on their freaking weapons, they didn't even have a millimeter of a chance. All right? So that fire she gave them something, because their weapons weren't dragon steel. It didn't have dragon glass. I don't know how they didn't have dragon glass on Dothraki weapons, right? Okay, that was stupid tactic number 1. Stupid tactic number 2, but I gotta let them slide, is the Unsullied, right? Grey Worm having to make the decision to sacrifice all his soldiers just so he could put up the stupid fire freaking blocking shit on the retreat.
Can I say something, Mo? I'm gonna allow you to continue, but just from what you said, because I don't want to forget. Now, the Dothraki, they sent these guys out there with no Valyrian steel, with no dragon glass at all, right? Just their regular stuff. How did they know that Melisandre was going to come and light those things on fire? See, they
didn't. That was straight luck.
So you were basically sending them out there to be slaughtered no matter what. And that's a problem that I have when I look at the Dothraki.
That's why I keep telling y'all, ain't no better battle commander out here than Jaime. You know who commanded that? You know who commanded that?
We're not doing that. Jaime.
You know who commanded that though? Who commanded that bullshit and got all the Dothraki slaughtered? Dany and Jon. Dany and Jon put that together.
I'm not saying it did, but when I look at the Dothraki, I look at them as like the Mongols. And what the Mongols were known for were shooting bows and arrows. I mean, that's what you hear about the Dothraki. The Dothraki kids could shoot bows and arrows. So what they should have been doing was they should have been fanning out to the sides, shooting arrows at them, and then running away because they were on horses.
Exactly. They should have never It was basically a sacrifice. It was a slaughter. They really should have had the Unsullied in a main line, okay, in a major line, just like at the Battle of the Bastards, the way that Ramsay's line and the Umber line was set up. They should have had the Unsullied set up like that with their spears out, waiting for the darkness to come, and have the Dothraki on the flank to the next to them so that they could clean up. Did you know in the history and lore that 30,000 Dothraki screamers lost to 3,000 Unsullied soldiers?
Yeah.
Barristan Selmy does that little lore in the history and lore videos. He said thousands and thousands of Dothraki screamers pushed up, and the Unsullied just splashed them. 3,000 versus 30,000.
And that's what gave
you got one of the best soldiers in Westeros.
Yeah,
why are they the second line?
They didn't.
Why are they the second line and the Dothraki are the first line? I don't get that.
The thing that was wrong with that, it's really not the way they had them set, was that they had the fire behind them. Right? You should have had the fire in front of them. You don't have the fire behind your troops. That fire blockade should have been in front of the troops. This is the trebuchets that they had up there throwing the stuff. They had that behind the Dothraki, in front of the Unsullied. You should have had the wall of fire. Should have been
okay. Do we all agree that the Dothraki should have been the second line of defense, not the first? It should have been the Unsullied as the first line and the Dothraki covering their flank.
Well,
do we agree on that?
They should have had the fire in the front, and then they should have had more traps for these people. They had nothing. You shouldn't have let them get that close to you before you have a trap. You had all that space and all that time to set shit up. You should have had walls of defense. You should have had a row of fire, another row of fire, so that people could have shot arrows over top, and then they should have been able to get to the Unsullied. The fact that the Unsullied had to stand there and die so people can do an escape, so they can light the fire to begin with, makes me just show that's why I can't say it. This is better than those episodes.
Everybody thought
it is.
Everybody thought Melisandre was gonna come back from Volantis with like 6 red priestess. Makoro was gonna show up. They thought she was gonna bring a brigade of red priests. None of that happened. The only thing she did was give Arya the pep talk to do the business. That's pretty much what her job was.
Lit up the trenches.
She lit. You basically got.
They were useless. They were useless.
You got the fiery hand from them doing that to the Dothraki, because all the fiery hand are warriors that have flaming weapons. So they did that with the Dothraki. So that was a fiery hand type situation that she did. But as I said, they didn't know.
But the fire.
The slaughter.
It was stupid to send a Dothraki there without them seeing where they were actually at. That was stupid.
And what did Danny do? What did Danny do?
It wasn't like they saw where they were at. They ran into the dark.
They ran into the dark, and their flames got busted.
Originally the plan did not include the flames, so they were going to run into the dark anyway. But my point is, either way, it was stupid for them to run in the dark and not see their opponents.
That's why Jaime is the best military commander in all of Westeros.
I can't wait for this man to die because he's not the best commander.
You give Jon and Danny control of a tactical plan, and look what happens. It gets destroyed in 5 minutes.
If he's such a good commander, what did he do? Because I saw him on the wall most of the time. If he was a good commander, why didn't he step up and say, "Let me take charge"? What he did was say, "I will go under Brienne," because he knew he couldn't command shit.
He survived with one arm. That's what he did.
And that's BS.
That's what he did. But everybody don't got one arm.
It's BS because you said
everybody don't got one arm though. Everybody don't got one arm though.
Even if he had 2 good arms, he
He
still
got 2
shouldn't be
arms. He got
alive.
he's missing a hand, not an arm. It's different. He's missing a hand.
Either way, if he had 2 functioning hands, which he doesn't,
That's
he
right.
still should not have survived that attack.
I agree.
That
He
was
should
just
not have
bad
survived.
writing.
Sam shouldn't have survived either.
You know
Sam's
what was another dumb thing? Brienne was on the front line. Dolores Ed was on the front line. Sam was on the front line. Grey Worm was on the front line. Jaime was on the front line. Pod was on the front line. I could go on and on and on. And who's the one who dies in the front line? Dolores fucking Ed. Of all people, why Dolores fucking Ed?
Well, he was gonna.
You know what I mean?
There's no doubt he was gonna. We got a super chat in the building.
Super chat.
And it says, no way to fight the dead, either run or fought up and die more slowly. There is no military tactics that could have succeeded. Count on.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
is.
I 100% disagree with that comment. You could have.
No. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. The one tactic that would have worked, other than the original tactic that I said that the Unsullied should have been the first line of defense and the Dothraki behind them. I'm gonna give you the real tactic that would have worked. Had everybody stayed in the motherfucking castle.
No.
Let those whites come up that shit like in World War Z. They would have got sliced and diced if the Unsullied and maybe a couple Dothraki are outside the castle. Tell me, am I wrong? Would anybody have penetrated Winterfell?
You're wrong.
I don't think that's my number one tactic. What they should have done, what I believe, is what we've already seen in the show. We've seen it done, and Ramsay Bolton did it when he was going to fight Stannis. When Stannis
they retreated to the castle.
No, they didn't. I'm trying to explain exactly what's going on here. So when Ramsay Bolton was fighting Stannis and were going after Stannis to Baratheon, they didn't wait for Stannis to come to them. He went to Stannis and he burnt Stannis' supplies. He weakened his army before he got there. When you have all these Dothraki riders that are on horseback, you should have sent them out there and you should have been picking apart all these whites and then running away on your horses.
Yeah, but Ramsay had way more soldiers than Stannis did. And on top of that, Stannis was losing supplies and Stannis's men were losing morale after they had left the wall. That's a completely different situation.
No, it really isn't. They lost supplies because he burnt a lot of them. That's why he didn't have enough supplies. That's why he had to burn his daughter.
Yeah, he did the sneak attack at night. You can't compare those two situations.
You can, because when you have people on horseback and you're mobile and you know they're coming for you, you don't just sit there and wait for them. You bring the fight to them. That's what you do. You do guerrilla tactics on these guys. You have them horses go out there.
Okay, how you gonna do guerrilla tactics at nighttime when these whites are running like 100 miles an hour and they're way more than you are?
Because
they had way more soldiers.
You knew they were coming. You had days. You should have went out there and sent them horses out there to go stop them and start picking off their army before they were getting to you.
But don't you think you'd lose less men if you just stay in the castle and defend from the castle and just shoot dragon steel arrows at them?
It wouldn't have worked. They were too many. They had to slow them down somehow.
If they
all were in the castle, they would have been ran over. And the Night King was just one.
Who stayed in the castle? Barely anybody stayed. They only went to the castle when they saw the Dothraki die and Grey Worm pulled that fire shit. Why not more people stay in the castle? Castle's for a reason.
You have them all in one spot the whole time. So basically, the Night King could have just took his dragon and lit everyone up.
All right, I'm not gonna talk battle tactics anymore. We beat that horse dead. We got super chat in the building.
Super chat.
My man Big Kevy says, yo, what up, y'all? Just dropping by to say hi and drop a few bones to the dime. Excited to see what's going to happen tonight. Cheer from San Diego. I'm excited to see what's going to happen tonight. And you know what I mean? Thank you for the super chat. Let's get beyond. We got another super chat in the building.
Super chat.
My man Ralphie George says, hope episode 4 is a good one. Keep it real. As always, we always keep it real. We ain't got to keep it real. People who have to keep it real ain't really real. We just stay real. You know what I mean? If you got to keep it something, that means you ain't real. We always real up in this piece. Are we going to move on from that? We ain't here to argue with a scream or do anything like that.
We don't got to keep it real. We already real. If the word is born.
That's the way it is, baby. So let's go on. So Mo, please tell me why else you liked this episode and thought it was better than the Battle of the Bastards. A lot of people agree with you; they liked it better than the Battle of the Bastards. So I didn't. I didn't, and the reason why I didn't. Go ahead.
It's so basic, dog. It's so basic why this was better than Battle of the Bastards. The Battle of the Bastards was finally getting rid of Ramsay Bolton. That's all it was. It wasn't a tactically great battle. It wasn't a great spectacle. This battle had spectacle. It had two dragons flying over and fire-breathing whites. The first time we ever get to see, after all these years, we get to see the dragons in action and see what they can do. All right? Battle of the Bastards was just getting to Ramsay and beating him. Whose side is better?
Now, the one thing I could say this, Mo, if I ask you this question. In the Battle of the Bastards, if we did not see Jon Snow fight Ramsay Bolton at the end, would that have been a good battle?
If we didn't see what?
If we didn't see Jon Snow and Ramsay Bolton go one-on-one at the end, would it have been a good battle?
No, not at all.
So we didn't see the Night King and Jon Snow go one-on-one. So does that take away points for you from this episode at all? I mean, we didn't see the Night King pull out his sword. We didn't see White Walker fight anybody in this episode. Not one time did anyone fight.
Jon fighting the Night King would have been too cliche. It would have been too cliche, and it would have been too obvious. I actually like what D&D did by having someone else kill the Night King. You got to appreciate that. Nobody saw that coming. Even when Melisandre said, what do we say to the god of death? Not today. I still didn't realize what the fuck was going on. I had still no clue that it was going to be Arya that did the business. And it makes logical sense. You know why? Because she's the best fucking assassin in that whole troop. Yes, Jon is a good swordsman. But I'm telling you right now, if the Night's King and Jon Snow would have fought each other, the Night's King would have whooped his ass single-handedly. I don't give a fuck that you think that he beat a White Walker, and White Walkers are different. Night King is way stronger than a White Walker general. I'm sorry. I don't think Jon has enough sword strength to beat the Night's King, bro.
Well, obviously, the Night King didn't want no part of him because he ran away with a little girl. But if Jon would have fought the Night King, right, and then got his ass kicked, and then Arya came out of nowhere with the jump and then saved Jon and killed the Night King, I thought it would have been a much better ending. But we have a special guest in the building, another guest chilling with us, rocking with us all night long, too. Now, listen, people, I'm going to tell you something straight up, man. Straight up. I had no idea, and I heard a lot of YouTube, heard a lot of people. I did not think that the Night King would be defeated in this episode. I will tell you that I was rock solid that he was making his way to King's Landing and that he was not going to be defeated. But there was one person that I've seen that said the Night King was going to be defeated. Like he wasn't going to survive this. Only one person.
I mean, we got 6 episodes left. We got three left. I mean, how much longer can they hold it out? This is the penultimate episode 3.
Let him introduce me, bro.
We got one person that said they were going to do it, and that is my man Fulon, who's in the building with us right now. What up, fool?
Hey, what's up, man? What's up, everybody? Luigi, Don, Tony, Teflon, and young lady.
Hey, how you doing? I'm T-Baby.
T-Baby, okay. How are you doing? All right.
Fine, nice to finally meet you.
No doubt. Listen, bro, you got that straight, man. I really do appreciate that, brother. I mean, why did you think that was going to happen? Night King would have been defeated after that one.
Simple. I mean, I wasn't thinking that it would be the best thing for him to go out like that, but I looked at two things, basically. It was two factors that went into me saying that. The first thing was the number of episodes. Like, and I'm thinking about these guys.
Exactly.
Are they creative? I thought they could be creative enough to have it where, okay, he loses, right? And then they converge, all three parties, and converge on King's Landing at the end. Now, that would have been really, really crazy and epic. I think that would have been better. I just wasn't sure they were going to do that because they just kept foreshadowing the same corny thing. We looked back last year in the, the Dragon Pit scene, episode 7, and, basically got Cersei saying, the dead will come north first. Have fun dealing with them. We will deal with what's left. Then they had Jaime, and on top of it all, they had Jaime say the same thing when he's having his little trial. Like, okay, I pledged to fight for the North. But Cersei has enough, soldiers to deal with, what happens later. It was so strong to the point where I'm thinking, you know what, man, these dudes, man, unless there's a twist in it, these dudes gonna have him fall. Now, I didn't know exactly how it was gonna be, but I was like, yo, they're gonna have this guy fall. That was the one thing. Then the other thing, real quick, was I looked at all of those who were on the side of the living, who were fighting against those on the dead, on the side of the dead, and it was really, all right. You got Jon, you got Daenerys, you got Arya, you got Bran. I predicted Melisandre will be there, but I can't say I knew that for sure. You got the Dothraki, you got the Unsullied. You have the best army, with the exception of the Lannisters and Dorne, and Tullys, that are of the best of the 7 kingdoms. I'm thinking, you know what? They're gonna win. They're just gonna win. And
it didn't look like it. It didn't look like it.
Well, yeah. I mean, they got to make it dramatic. I mean, and have them at the last second get defeated. It's real corny. I'm not saying I like it, but that's what I predicted they were going to do.
I don't like.
Was it better? Was it better than Battle of the Bastards? Honest opinion.
Hell no.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, look. I'm saying I don't like the fact that they made the Night King die.
There's no magic in the Battle of the Bastards. There's nothing.
Okay.
You don't need magic for it to be a good battle. You don't need magic for it to be a good battle.
Oh my goodness gracious! No, the thing is, y'all just don't like the way D&D executed it, and you didn't like how the Dothraki went out quick, and you didn't like how the Unsullied got sacrificed. But you're not looking at the whole picture. You're not looking at how the whole episode plays out.
First of all,
none of y'all knew Arya was
good. It's okay for you to like it.
It's not like it, Mo, but you can't put words in other people's mouth. We didn't like it, so we didn't like it. You liked it better, you did. That's that. Another thing I didn't like about that.
But I know why y'all don't like it, and it's for petty reasons.
No, I would not say it was petty. I would say my reasons are valid. Were very valid. Another thing I didn't like about the episode was the way the Night King died, like every other White Walker. I think he should have died.
That's what it is. You're disappointed in the execution because of how D&D did it. You're not looking at the episode as a whole.
That is how you judge it, though. D&D are the ones who did it.
Right. If he didn't like how it was executed,
but they don't have the books. They don't have the books to go on anymore. All of this is coming off their brains.
Okay, so that's why it isn't the best battle.
You got to look at it like this. At least Battle of the Bastards, George R. R. Martin gave them some kind of clue of how that battle was going to go down, because in the books, it's really Stannis' battle, sieging Winterfell. with this battle, they had to come off the noggin on how to figure out how to end this off.
Okay, so that's why it isn't as good as the others, because they had to come off the noggin.
Because you're disappointed in the execution.
No, because I think it's corny. I mean, the way they did
corny how the Night King died.
Everything, none of it makes sense. See, things have to make sense to me when I judge them. Nothing made sense. Like
they got 6 episodes, bro. They got 6 episodes to finish this thing.
Right, that was their choice to have 6 episodes, and as a result of it, they're giving us a product that is not up to par, not consistent with what they've given us in the past. But these are just facts.
All right. We're gonna agree to disagree. Maybe in a couple years after y'all watch it again, you'll come into the fold.
But I mean, this isn't the only thing I'm disappointed with. I'm disappointed with all of last season. I ain't understand a whole lot of things, and like I wish I could talk to some of these characters because it's like for example, I'm disappointed with the fact that Daenerys comes to Westeros with Dorne, with the Tyrells, the Unsullied, Dothraki, and all of that, and then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, you lose Dorne, you lose. This ain't the first time I'm disappointed. I don't like anything that just doesn't add up or don't make sense.
I feel you on that. Now listen, I'm not going to argue this point anymore. We're not just here talking to ourselves in a private stream. We have people to entertain, and I don't think people are entertained by hearing people bickering back and forth. Now we got a super chat in the building from the beautiful Sailor Diva, and
super chat.
And she asked, with everything that's happened, do you think we will get a super wolf pack before it all ends? What do y'all think about a super wolf pack? Are we going to get a super wolf pack when this is all said and done?
I'm gonna say no. I think that they want to be cheap, and if they wanted to give us that, I think they would have gave it to us at Winterfell.
If you saw Ghost for 0.5 seconds, that should tell you all you need to know about dire wolves in this show. It's over. The dire wolves are done.
If they were going to do it, in my opinion, it would have happened on Battle Winterfell. I actually expected it. They didn't do it. So now I really don't know.
What the hell even happened to Ghost?
We got a new person joining us right now. My man, 50 grand. Can't wait to see him at this year's Crown of Thrones. My man, Derek Brock. What's up, baby?
What's up, man? What's going on? Happy to be here.
Happy to have you, bro. Happy. So we're gonna go in. Can you get your rating on this episode? What you felt about this rating? And Fulan, I don't think you said your rating on the episode from a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay. You gonna go first, bro? Or
go ahead.
Okay. All right. Yeah. For me, it was for dramatic effect and everything that Game of Thrones is good for. I give it 8 because of that. But I'm just what I'm disappointed in is what led to me not giving it a 10. I give it about an 8. You know what I mean?
All right.
If you give it an 8, then that means you liked it.
No.
Derek, what's good, man?
All right, so at first watch, so I have different ratings, and I'll explain why. The first time I watched it, right, we were at a little party, and we were watching the episode. My heart was racing probably like the first 30 minutes. I'm sitting there excited. I'm wondering what's going on. I'm nervous. I've never felt this way watching the show, right? And it was more, to me, it was more intense, the feeling watching it, than it was watching Battle of the Bastards and all those other shows.
Exactly.
Episodes, but however, Mo, when it came down to the final scene, it felt like somebody took something from me. I felt robbed. I felt cheated, and the reason being is because after the second watch and the third watch, I'm trying to put it together. I'm just like, there's no dialogue, there's no explanation from any characters. There's a lot of blah going on. There's not a lot of storytelling. And I get it. There's action, and that's fine. But at some point, you got to continue with the story. And if you're not going to continue with the story, then you're just wasting my time at that point. And I felt like that episode had so many missed opportunities. What do you
mean there's no story? They only have an hour and 15 minutes to get all this in? What do you want them to do in an hour and 15 minutes?
You could have had better dialogue from Tyrion and the Crypts. The Crypts was something that we were all excited to see, and the Crypts served no purpose other than having, the dramatic effect of the undead
Mo,
coming back at the
mute your
last
mic. I
second, which
can't
really
hear
didn't
him.
matter.
What you mean? The dead Starks came out of the crypts. That was dope.
It wasn't a dead. He didn't look like. It looked like a Maester Lewin. That wasn't a dead Stark. It wasn't a king.
No, it was definitely a dead Stark because they're the only people that are buried in the crypts.
All jokes aside, it was still executed poorly, because I think what we were all expecting was there was no secret in the crypts. There was nothing for Jon to learn. There was no point of them being down.
The season's not over yet. The season's not over yet. There could be still something in the crypt.
But the White Walker plot's over. But the White Walker plot is over at this point. At this point, it is, and it's over with ill effect because we didn't get any type of nothing from Bran. Bran disappeared the whole episode. The problem here's my main problem now, and I'll let somebody else go. My main problem is that D&D, and if you watch the inside the episode, they said it was always Jon. It was always a plan for Jon to be the one to be the hero in the end. But we just changed our mind at the last minute for it to be a surprise. Meaning that now the whole story to me is now null and void. Now it's all for nothing because they just wanted to change something for fan service. And to me, that's bullshit. I don't appreciate it as a fan, as a diehard fan.
I hear you. I respect your opinion. I respect everybody's opinion. And that
you do realize that the shows and the books are two different entities, though.
What about Jenny's song? Why put Jenny's song in there? Do you know how crazy it was just to hear that and know immediately what that was and think that, man, they might have actually pulled it off. D&D might actually not be as dumb as we've been saying, right? That because Jenny's song has such a meaning to it, right? And so to me, they dropped the ball. Period.
Now I'd like to say, I am kind of waiting to see what they do. If they're going to throw a twist in there before I really judge it. Like everything I'm saying is where are we at right now, assuming that they are not going to. They don't have a twist with the White Walkers, but I do I've even said on my channel, I'm kind of reserving judgment to the end of the season, and I'll look back and judge it. Just want
exactly. We gotta wait till the season's over first.
Well, you can wait for a season to be over, but before that, you go episode by episode, right? And you judge the season as a whole. I ain't got the whole season right now. I can only judge what I've been put in front of me. And as I said, I thought the episode was a very good episode. It was good. They did their thing when it came to the action sequences, the dragons and everything else. I thought that was good, but I thought that it was lacking in plot, and I thought that they ruined a couple of plot holes. So it's really hard to predict exactly what's going to happen, what's going on, because they just went so far off script that we just don't know what's going to happen right now. So that is the way I see it. And what did y'all think about Dany actually being out there and getting her hands dirty and actually fighting? Did you like that scene with Dany out there fighting? How'd you feel about that? T, let's start with you.
Yeah, I was cool with her fighting, but once again, I'm one of those people that like small details. So the fact that at first they were surrounded by whites, and then next thing you know, it was only one or two of them coming up, I didn't like that. But I like the fact that she did pick up a knife and wasn't just sitting there.
All right, Fulan, what you think about Dany fighting?
Yeah, I love that. To me, that's the first quality to be a leader. You have to be willing to do that type of stuff. Other than that, I won't even consider you. So yeah,
All right. Go ahead, sir. All right, Derek, what do you think? So we seen, we seen a lot of times when Dany got to the north, it looked like Sansa was out there outperforming her, especially politically. She had the backing of the north. But we seen Sansa when she was in the crypt, she was scared to death. When we seen Dany, she was throwing down Jonah Arcus. Do you think that's going to help Dany later on get the north people on her side by doing that?
I mean, yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. But that was probably one of the more emotional scenes. Just her having to. I mean, we've seen her backed against the wall before, and she hopped on Drogon the first time and got out of there. But this time she had to fight. So I was surprised seeing that for sure.
All right, Mojini, we seen Danny out there throwing down. How did you feel about the Jonah Arc Daenerys Targaryen?
It was dope. She saw her Dothraki get slaughtered and completely changed the tactics. The tactics was to wait for the Dothraki to do something. I don't know exactly what it was, and then Jon and her would come in with the dragons. She completely said screw that when she saw her peoples get slaughtered. I respect her for that. That was dope. I like what they did in the air with the Night's King, how they went after him. I liked everything that she did, really, in all honesty. And it sucked when she saw Jorah die. I mean, I knew Jorah was gonna die. I kind of sensed it when he came back from the Dothraki charge. I kind of felt like he wasn't surviving this episode, but it just sucked to see it happen because she lost Sir Barristan Selmy, who was a key, commander that helped her in the beginning, and now she lost Jorah, who was another great soldier that was at her side. Who's she gonna have now? Tyrion? I think you need a counter to Tyrion, and she doesn't have one right now.
All right.
So that's what I think about it.
All right, cool. Now let's talk about the deaths. Actually, the deaths. Now, T-Baby, let me ask you: was it enough deaths? I mean, being that this is the long night, the biggest battle that we've seen, I think we may have seen more characters die in this battle than we've seen in any other battle. But was it enough people dying for you, and were the right people die for you?
So, Mo, you're not going to like what I have to say, but I still love you. I wasn't happy. I thought at least they should have did one major death because it was the Night King. And I think that's what kind of got me to the episode I didn't care for, was because they kept doing that. Oh, they're about to die. No, they're not. They're about to die. No, they're not. And then at some scenes,
what do you mean? Jorah is.
Let me finish, and you can have it. I promise you. Let me finish.
Don't cut her off.
Jorah is not a major character to me. He's a secondary character. Main character is like Dany, Arya, Sansa, Tyrion, Jaime. Those are main characters. Jorah is not a main character. Lyanna Mormont is not a major character. So I think they were kind of scared to actually kill off these characters. It just didn't make sense how Jaime, Brienne, and Pod were just stacked against the wall like that, and they survived somehow. It doesn't make sense to me.
All right, Fulan, what do you think about the people dying? Was it good enough people die for you, or did you want more?
I predicted more, I'll say that, but I understand, like, whoever is alive is needed for later plot stuff, and that's just the way they do it. So they'll probably make up for it, the next coming episodes. But I definitely predicted more. I put it that way.
All right, Derek, what you thinking about the people that died? Was it enough people die for you, or you thought there should have been more?
Probably a little bit more. I mean, the people that I thought were gonna die did. I think again that comes down to missed opportunities. I think there would have been more of a feeling, of loss with Sir. There's no way Sam should have made it. As much as I like Sam should not have made it out of that. Gendry's another one they could have probably picked off. I mean, you're not gonna like it, Tone, but I think Arya could have died for me, bro. Arya could have. They could have got rid of her.
I hear you. Not my little Arya. Not my Arya. Not my Sansa. All right, Mojini, what do you think? Was it enough death in there for you? Did enough right people die? Or should there have been more? Mo, you in there? All right, so I will say that I believe that.
My bad. I'm here. Okay, I hate to say this, but for plot reasons and for future episode reasons, I think a top 8 character should have died to create more complications once they have to come up against Cersei. Whether that had been Tyrion, whether that had been Brienne, Jaime. If Jaime would have died, it'd have killed me. But I think if Jaime or Tyrion died, that would have made the plot real thick, once they come up against Cersei. So yeah, I'm a little disappointed they didn't pull the trigger on a main character, but the season's not over yet. I'm pretty sure someone major is gonna die. I've always predicted Arya was gonna die. Shit. Even after killing the Night's King, could she die? Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, I think, me personally, I think that they should have killed a couple of major characters. When you have this whole build-up, this is the war of wars, this is the biggest war of them all, and then you have all the main people survive. To me, there was just not enough drama for it. I mean, it was very, a little bad. Yes, it was. She died going out like a trooper, killing a giant, and I liked seeing it. But she's not big enough for me. She just joined a couple of seasons ago. Theon, I know people think Theon is a major character. He's been in there from the jump. I know people like Theon, but to me, I think everyone's seeing Theon's death, that he wasn't going to survive this thing. So I think they should have killed someone that they didn't think was going to die. Maybe a Sansa, maybe a Arya, maybe a Sam. Someone like that should have got taken out this episode. Even if they get taken out in a later episode, I still think it should have been them in this episode. It just didn't work for me. The lack of depth of major characters, they should have had at least a couple of them get taken out. That's the way I've seen it. That's what I wish would have happened, because when you look at Beric and Darian, and this is something that, though they did never brought it, I guess this makes a book situation, makes you a book watcher and you're a book reader. Book watcher. You're a book reader and stuff. And you just know about things like the kiss of life. And then you say they killed this guy like this. Why did they keep him alive this whole time? It just makes, I think book readers just say, why was he here if you weren't going to do that?
But you can't compare it to the books. This and the book, the show and the books are two separate entities. You got to separate that.
Well, they're using stuff from the book to make the show. It's based on the book, so you're going to compare things to the
books. They still use stuff from the books even now. They still do. Hey, Tony, you know who should have died?
Who's that?
Davos should have died. What the hell was he doing?
Yeah, Davos could have got taken out. I've been happy, not happy to see him go.
Where was he at the whole time? But I'm just saying. He wasn't in the Crypts?
No, he could have definitely died. I think Sam is the number one guy, because he was just rolling around the floor in the mud. So he's really the one who should have got who should have got that and stuff like that. So he should have, without a
took a break, was crying while everyone was still fighting. It's like, Sam, you get your ass up.
Hey, the fourth or fifth time, like, I just started laughing. When you see John just like look at him and then keep walking, I started cracking up. I was like, God damn it, Sam.
Sam died at least 3 times on screen. At least 3 times. Even John got over that shit.
There's no doubt about it. I don't know if we have beaten this episode into the ground. Maybe we can talk a little bit about this upcoming episode and what we expect to see from this upcoming episode. We all watched the little trail that they showed us and stuff like that and everything. So, T-Baby, what are you looking for in this episode? What do you think's going to happen?
I hope they play up that Sansa versus Dany still. I still want her to still be wanting to fight for the North, even though Dany did this thing for them, to give it more drama. I want to see what's going to happen between Brienne and Jaime now that, the whole war is over and they got to go back to dealing with Cersei. So I hope that they really play up on these unresolved situations.
No doubt, no doubt. Fulan, what are you looking for this upcoming episode? What do you think we're going to see?
Of course, they got to resolve what happened at the battle. They're going to do some type of funeral thing, of course. And then there's Dany and John got to talk about the relationship, continue from the last thing. Of course, Corny as John. He's going to be like, I don't want the throne. I don't want all this. Then they're going to be like, she wanted. Okay, they're not going to probably continue the romantic relationship right now. All right, whatever. So he's going to help her go to, either the Dragonstone, I think. And in the north, you're going to have Tyrion sitting there being wooed by Sansa. Sansa going to use this cat for whatever it is she's trying to do. Maybe she thinks she can get close to Dany with that. But they're going to do something. She been every damn time you walk in on a girl, she's sitting there talking to Royce. I don't know what the hell they talking about. So I don't know if she planning something with Robin Aaron or whatever. But them three right there, Sansa, Tyrion, Royce, something going to go down with that. They're going to be up in the north plotting. And Cersei basically just going to be getting ready for him. that's what I predict for this upcoming episode mostly.
All right. What do you think about that, Derek?
I hope it was all a vision and they redo episode 3. No, all seriousness, man. I think we're gonna see. Obviously they're gonna be burning the dead and everything else, but they're probably gonna teleport to King's Landing or somewhere close, Dragonstone. I think it's gonna go more towards the political Game of Thrones that we're used to seeing. I don't really think there's gonna be a lot of action, but we might get that. Obviously, they're setting up drama between Tyrion and everybody else. I think that's going to be the center point of, the backstabbing and all that is going to come from that direction. So, honestly, man, I don't know what to expect after the last episode. So I'm just ready to see it.
That Mo Genie, what are you thinking about this episode? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to how the crew is gonna deal with losing probably 50 to 60% of their army. Cersei's fully stocked. She's got her army, Lannisters, etc., Bannermen. I don't know what they have other than the dragons. What the North crew has. But honestly, dragons could take out Cersei's army or the Golden Company, in all honesty. So, and maybe a trick up the sleeve. Maybe another army comes, just like the Vale army came in the Battle of the Bastards. Maybe another army comes to save the day, ex machina for the North side.
Well, we see in the trailer, we see that Dany's fleet in the water, and so it's got to be something with the boats going on when she's on the boats. I don't know why they would show that. Maybe it's quite possible we get another sea battle. This episode is quite possible. That's why they're showing that. And we see Dany saying we're gonna rip her from what stem or something like that. And that sounds like she's very upset. Like she shouldn't be that upset after winning this battle. Root and stem, she says she's gonna rip them out. And she must be talking about Cersei and them. So she should not be that upset after winning this battle. So something bad is probably going to happen to Dany. I don't think anyone's defeated Euron at sea yet. I mean, really, in the books, we know it stands for Baratheon and kicked all their asses at sea, but that's just another thing. That's something else, But yeah, it seems like Dany's pretty upset, and I don't know why she would be that upset after having all this success that she's had, unless something terrible is going to happen. So when dealing with that, we get a lot of treachery in Game of Thrones. That's what it's known for, the backstabbing. We haven't gotten any backstabbing this upcoming season. So do you think we're going to get some backstabbing? And if so, who's going to be the person doing the backstabbing? T, let's go with that.
I think it's obvious it's probably going to be Tyrion, but something tells me it might be Varys, just because she did tell him that if you do find me slipping up, just say it to my face. But I think that he's not going to believe her, and so he might do something behind her back. They might even find out that Jon is the true heir and try to go behind her back to put him on the throne instead of her.
That whole Jon the true heir thing is very. I don't know. It's suspect. Are they going to find that out? Fulon, what do you think about the backstabbing ways? Do you think that is going to be some backstabbing, and if so, who's going to be the person to do it?
Of course, half of the characters are dumb. Right? I'm gonna just let you know. Jon is like he's the most honorable, but he's the dumbest character like on the show. Like we're going to see that by the end of the series. He's going to be like the dumbest character on the show. Daenerys, I'm gonna tell you this right now. People call me crazy. That's not what I'm saying. Her instincts, her usual instincts, are right. They're usually right. When she decides to not listen to nobody, don't listen to Tyrion and Jorah. Jorah was dumb to say to let Tyrion be the hand. You're gonna call me crazy now, but I'm telling you, that was stupid. You should have just got him out of hand. Should have got Jaime killed, all of them. Because I'm telling you right now, this thing ultimately goes down to family. It's always going to go back to family. I think Jaime, you can't trust that Joker. Tyrion, you damn sure can't trust that Joker. Varys is no reason to ever trust him. So it's going to be, if Daenerys fails, don't get the throne, it's going to be because of that dumb circle led by Jon, Tyrion, Varys, that whole circle right there. They're going to be the reason.
All right. All right. What are you thinking about there, Derek? Who's going to be the person to flip?
Man, I've always felt like Missandei was going to be up to no good at some point. And it's hard to tell right now, but I felt like, there were some clues back in earlier seasons, and there were some deleted scenes that I saw that got my wheels turning. But it's hard to tell now, especially after, she checked Sansa and Tyrion in the crypts. But I think that it might still be a possibility. I just don't see how they would put that out there.
All right, Mo, who's going to be the one flipping if we're going to see any of that flippage going down?
I'm gonna go left field on this one. I'm not gonna go where most people would go. I'm gonna go with the most loyalist person she has. I'm gonna go with Grey Worm.
Grey Worm.
Grey Worm.
That would be something.
I'm going with Grey Worm, so you better like it. T.
That is a very, very interesting one, real quick. But you know what time it is right now? It is time for someone to win a Game of Thrones music box by answering one question from the Don Tony Teflon. I'm going to put it out there. This question, I'm not going to make these questions hard because I want you to win. If you're looking for hard questions, please check out Trial by Trivia. My man Tarzan runs that. He has very tough questions for you. I'm trying to make this easy. I want y'all to win, and this is all you got to do to win. When you see me put this in the chat right here, and it says Teflon, that means all of the answers after that will count. If you put the answer before I put that in there, it's not going to count. So here we go with this first question to win a music box. All right, I want y'all to be ready. The Game of Thrones music box, this is what it is. If you've never seen it before, this is what the music box looks like, and everything else is very nice. Plays the theme song. All right, so let's get this popping right now. In the beginning of Game of Thrones, wait, let me make sure everyone is all right. Is everybody ready in the chat? Let me hear that you're ready. Let me see that you're ready in the chat. Once I see a couple of readies, we're gonna ask them right now. You ready? All right, I got it ready there. All right, so people are ready. So don't type ready anymore because I don't want you to have a chance to get it. Everyone's ready. Let's go. In the beginning of Game of Thrones, when Game of Thrones first starts, right? No more ready. Stop doing ready no more. All right. When Game of Thrones first starts, who is the Lord Commander of the King's Guard? I think that's a pretty easy question. What do you think, Fulan? I think that's pretty easy.
That's probably the easiest one you've ever done.
Yeah, that's mad easy.
It was easy, right? All right.
You know what you should have said? Who is the 99th Lord Commander of the Night's Watch?
You know, I could have asked another question. It could have been that one, right?
Everything that's easy for us ain't really easy for people in the chat too.
All right, let's go through after my Teflon. Let me see. Fulan, who was the Lord Commander of the King's Guard when the season first started?
Then that would be Barristan Selmy.
You are correct. That is Barristan Selmy. That's what we're looking for. That's the answer. We are looking for Barristan Selmy. Looking for the name. We have Daniel Joyce 7. It says Barristan. I will accept Barristan because there's only one Barristan. There is no other Barristan that it could be. So Daniel Joyce 7, you are the winner. Let me write down your name right down here right now. You have just won yourself a music box. What you have to do to get this music box is just hit me on my YouTube page, my Facebook page, and send me your address and I will send it out. All other music boxes and everything has been sent out already. So y'all should be getting that. And, obviously I can see when you get it and stuff like that. But let me put you down, Daniel. I should have my glasses on. Joy 7. The winner chicken dinner. Thank you so much for participating and winning that. I can give away another one right now too, if you want. Does anyone have a question? Fulan, you have a question? My guests have a question? I can find another question easy.
I got a question, Tony.
Huh?
I got a question.
You got a question?
Yeah, for everybody. So,
wait up. Are you? Let me. Ask me to throw the glasses on. Let me put the glasses on so that way I can read the chat a little bit better when it goes down. All right, glasses are on. All right, are we ready for the question right now, Derek?
Yeah.
All right, here goes the question from Derek. Here you go. To win another music box, let's go, brother. Hit me up.
Okay, what was the name of the girl who was in the tub with Viserys, season 1?
There it is. Give me the name of the girl who was in the tub with Viserys in season 1. Let me know who that person was. That's a harder question right there. Someone put a hot pie. I don't think it was hot pie.
Someone just put hooker. Y'all need names.
These people are just they're trying their best. All right. What was the name of that person, Derek?
Oh, my bad. I didn't even have the answer. I wanted to know.
You don't know the answer to the question. You can't answer to the question. You don't know the answer to the question yourself, man.
That's how good I am. I asked the question on the fly because I actually had a question for the group, not the chat. That's how quick I was. But I'm over here barbecuing. But let me look it up right now. What did they have? I'll look it up right now for you. No worries. It's a delayed answer. No worries.
You can't answer. You can't give a question if you don't know the answer, man.
She's the same chick that was locked in the vault with the black dude, right?
Yeah.
And something like that. Is that it? Something
I don't
like that.
know this chick's name. She ain't important to me.
Yeah, exactly.
What the hell is this? I need a name now for so someone could have won this and stuff now.
He is Daria, though, I think.
Daria? All right. Daria is the answer. Let me look back and see if I can find a Daria. If someone answers Daria. OTDA, do you see anyone that came up with that answer?
Bianca Funk. You said Doria? Or what did y'all say her name was?
What is it? Is it Diarrhea? Doria? Or what is it?
Diarrhea.
If it starts with a D, then it's Bianca Funk who was the first to say it.
Who was it?
It's Daria.
Bianca Funk.
Bianca Funk is the one who won it?
Yeah.
All right. 2 women in a row. I love that. Bianca Funk, you have won yourself a music box. Oh, super chat in the building. And that is from the Queen Strader, 20 Beans, saying this is for the Thug Monk. Thank you so much. I hope to see you at Con of Thrones. But we have given away 2. We'll give away another one before it's all said and done. We'll get back to talking about the episode, but I promise you we'll give away another one before this thing ends and stuff like that. But yeah, Derek, next time you got to have the answer, brother.
I had a whole nother question lined up, but it was for all y'all. It was for you, Mo, and T Baby and
Then please ask away.
All right. So my original question before I had to improvise. So my question was, what do y'all think? Was Arya, was that whole situation, was that the twist, or is there something else coming? Because there was supposed to be a third major twist.
We got a couple of people in here saying that Carmine sent them over here. Carmine says hello. Carmine and Jensen said, and Preston Jacobs sent them over here to the stream. So thank you very much, Carmine, Red Team Reviews, and Preston Jacobs for coming over, sending people over here. Hope y'all got have a good time while you're over here and stuff like that, rocking with us. Now he's asking about a next trip. There's supposed to be another twist, a big twist. I think Hold the Door was one of them. I think the burning of Shireen was one of them. What will be that final twist? T-Baby, what do you think?
Well, I don't think the twist was Arya killing the Night King, because I think they said they just changed it up because they didn't want Jon to be the one. But I actually don't know what the twist is going to be. To me, it has to deal with something with Jon or Dany, but I'm not sure exactly what the twist would be.
That is what's up. That is what's up. Well, what are you thinking about, Fulan? What do you think about this twist? What's this twist going to be? The final one that we've seen?
My guess is it might have to be related to Daenerys, like maybe Tyrion, the betrayal for love thing, something like that. Or if not, then something with Bran. You know.
Damn, I don't know what this twist could be. When I look at the other twists, the only thing I can like say that's in common with these guys was that they were both innocent. You know, Hodor was innocent, Shireen was innocent. So maybe it has to be someone that's innocent it has to happen to. You know, maybe it's baby Sam becomes the Night King, and that is the final twist of the season. I think it would be a situation if that does happen that you would just see his eyes turn blue when no one is looking, maybe at the end of the show or something like that. The Night King is still alive in baby Sam, because we know that's the last of Craster's babies that we see that's supposedly alive, at least the male one. We have Gilly still there, but that's the last male baby of Craster. So I would think if I had to pick a twist that it would be something dealing with baby Sam, that baby Sam becomes the Night King in the end or something like that, that you know, you won't see it. I mean, like he's going to become the Night King, get big and grow a beard and a sword and start killing people. But I think maybe his eyes may flicker or something like that before it's all said and done, so that the battle is going to happen again when it's all said and done. Mojini, what are you thinking?
It's gonna have to do with Dany's betrayal. It's pretty obvious at this point. That's the last ace in the hole, is who's gonna betray Dany. But even when she does get betrayed, I think she comes through it. I have a funny feeling it's not going to be the end of her if she does get betrayed. I think she's gonna have something for that ass, whoever does betray her.
I hear you. I think she's gonna get betrayed. I think that's done. I think that's Tyrion. It has to be. He is the Lannister of this. The Lannisters are the evil people in this. You know, I don't trust any Lannister. I don't trust Jaime. I don't trust Cersei. And I don't trust Tyrion. If anyone thinking all of a sudden that this guy with this one-ass hand came up there, as Mo likes to call him, the commander, right? The best commander, he's still a Lannister. They're all Lannisters. And I'm telling you, before it's all said and done, their true colors are going to come out. And that's this gold. That's all they are. They ain't nothing else but that. It wouldn't surprise me if Jaime Lannister was a spy from Cersei this whole time. It wouldn't surprise me if he was down with this whole thing. He went up there to do the battle, but he really was just a spy all along. It wouldn't surprise me if Tyrion was a spy for Cersei. I just did a video talking about Bran Stark and how Bran Stark likes to drop dimes on people because dime dropping ass Bran. That's what he does, Bran Stark. He'll drop a dime on your ass. He'll find out what you did, and he drops dime. And I think all said and done, that you can see him drop a dime on Tyrion, and Tyrion get caught up in that treachery. What up to Nancy T? What up to my girl Queen Strader up in the building? What up to Nika the Diva? What up to Wolverine's Claws? What up to Mama Joe? What up to Daryl Gaunt? As always, holding down the Gazette for the dime is OTD. Whacking people who get out of line. What up to Revengeance in the building? Someone who chills with Jennifer Worthington and all channels. Check them out when you get a chance. What up to Joe Swag? What up to the Granite Person? As always, Elamar is up in the building. Can't wait to meet you over at the Crown of Thrones. Hope everyone gets a chance to make it to Crown of Thrones out there. It'll be a very nice time. We have over 600 people liking or watching. We have 300 likes. Can you please hit that thumbs up button if you can? I really do appreciate that. If I can, Caron Pierre says no one gives us a rant like Teflon TV. I don't like to rant on people. I don't like to do it, but I ain't afraid to do it. You know what I mean? I definitely will put it on them if I got to put it on them and stuff like that. What up, Moni G? What up to everybody out here? Really happy that everyone came up here. I seen someone came over here and said Carmine sent them over here and just subscribed when they came over here. So much. I appreciate
All right, guys.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mo. What happened?
I think he took off.
Oh, he bounced? Okay. He just pulled a Roscoe Jenkins. Yeah. It just bounced about here. All right, those happens just Mo had to leave and stuff. It can happen. People said, things happen like that sometimes. What up to my man Sir Ryan Vine up in the building, man? I guess we can't call him Sir Bounce, right? What up to my man Phil the Issues guy joining us in the chat right now and everything else. All right, so getting back to everything, to my guests we got here chilling with us for this whole thing till we get this Game of Thrones thing. Overall, right now, if this season ended right now, would you be disappointed with the season, or would you say this is a good way for the season? If it ended right now, if that was the last thing you seen was the Battle Long Night and it just ended like that, would you say, hey, this is a great season? Yes or no? T-Baby, we start with the ladies.
Yeah, I'm going to say no, because I didn't care for the first episode. The second one, maybe I'm just biased. In fact, I know I am. It was way too much Jaime for me. And the third one, I was a little disappointed. So out of all the seasons, this was probably the most disappointing one, especially for it to be like the last one.
All right. And what do you think? What about Kay? Bulan?
Oh, okay. My bad. I don't think any season can be worse for me than last season, season 7. But all right. So for this season, I like 1 and 2. I think 1 was a good setup. 2 was really, really good. 3, oh, man. So if it was to end right now, it's just too much unresolved for me. So no, I wouldn't like it.
All right. What's going on, D? What you think about that?
Probably this season for me has been a letdown. Only because I think we've built up such high expectations and we've seen them mess up along the way, but still able to do some good and surprise us and put out solid. I mean, visually everything's solid, but story-wise, it's taken a hard left, and for me, it's kind of hard to get into, especially after the last episode.
Right here, it's like it's double. It's like this is the last season. This is it. When it's over, it's over. So for that reason, it makes me wanna like it so much. It really does. But I just feel that these guys, their head's not in the game anymore, that they just want to get out. They got the bag, and they're just trying to get out the game. And I think that that's suffering, because you can just see how much better when they first got into it, how hungry they were, how everything was working. You know what I mean? And then it just seemed like when the money came in, that they just started, they like Scrooge McDuck. They just started swimming in that gold. And after a while, when you swim in that gold, you ain't caring about nothing else but swimming in that gold. And they try to move on to something else, So that's what I think it went on with them. It was just so much better. But I'm still hoping that it can be saved in these last 3 episodes. I really hope that they could do something epic that I haven't thought about, that they could that could go down, because they do know the ending that George gave them. And I'm just hoping that they stick to it and they just don't try to change it for TV purposes, as they have changed a bunch of things for TV purposes, like the death of Sir Barristan Selmy was probably one of the worst things that I think they've ever done in this show. I just think Sir Barristan, I don't care if he would have killed, he should have died in a long night, but let him die, let him lead that charge with the Dothraki and die there. But to get killed by the Sons of the Harpy was just terrible to me.
I'm just really hoping that Dan and Dave are just trolling us. And I think that I know that they they know that they've been criticized harshly over the last 2 seasons, especially after all the fans that came out when they were talking about the Dorne storyline, and so they know that they walk a thin line with certain fans, and for me, seeing all the outrage over episode 3, I mean, there's so many different videos and articles and Reddit reviews about how bad it was, and I'm just thinking these guys can't be that dumb. Like, what if they're just setting us up? And that's me just going into theory mode, thinking maybe they got something coming that we don't realize, and they're just bringing more attention to what's going on by setting that divide between, you know, book fans, show fans, casual fans, and all of that. So I still have a little shred of hope. It's not much, but it's there. So I don't know. We'll see.
No doubt. Look, we got a super chat here from the Granite person. You know, I'm going to say, I think it could be in Spanish. So I'm just going to say what I think it says. It says, at Teflon TV, you are the sexiest man I've ever seen on YouTube. Wait, don't. This is what it says, man. I'm reading what it says. Don't. I'm trying to tell you what it says. It says, I'm translating here. It says, Teflon TV, you're the sexiest man on YouTube. I can't believe that I'm looking at you right now. And that's what it seems like it is. And it says, who will sit the throne in the end? That's what I think it says there. I appreciate the compliment there, Granite. I really do. So who is going to sit the throne in the end? T-Baby, when it's all said and done, who's sitting the throne?
I used to think it was going to be Sansa, but I don't think they're going to go that route. For all I know, it could be Tyrion at the end of this. I don't think it's going to be Jon or Dany. I think it's going to be someone we don't expect. And I guess Tyrion, out of all of them, would be the most fitted one. So I could see him maneuvering his way to actually get the crown. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to be Jon or Dany. I think that's too obvious.
All right. Juan, what are you thinking about that?
Jon Snow's lack of ambition and stupidity is going to hurt him and Dany from having it. They should. That's the whole thing. They really should. There's no logical reason why they shouldn't, like, in the end, rule together, right? But his stupidity and lack of ambition is going to cause some unworthy person to sit it in the end, because I think what George is going to show is that the one who's the most vicious and the one who will do what it takes for the throne is going to get it. So for me, it got to be like a Euron type person, even though I think he might die, or someone like a Cersei, though I think she's dying, but it's going to be somebody like that, some type of ruthless individual is going to get it in the end.
All right, what are you thinking about, Derek?
I think at this point it's probably going to be Arya and Gendry that sit on the Iron Throne, and then they're probably going to reveal that Gendry is Cersei's son, since, you know, and I don't want to hear nobody talk about the prophecy, because we all know now prophecy don't mean shit, right? So I guarantee that's what's going to happen.
All right, you got to guarantee. Now I'm guaranteed that's going to be Gendry and Sansa. So we got one person the same. We got the bloodline of the woman the same. I know that y'all done seen. Listen, in the clip they show Arya putting the lips on this cat, you know what I mean, and everything else. And I feel that way, you know what I mean. But this is Game of Thrones. I don't see Arya as a Marion type. I just don't think she's going to go there in the end. I think if it's going to be any Stark, it's built for Sansa. She's been through it all. She's been through the ringer. She deserves some good loving in her life. She's never experienced any good loving. She deserves some. Not saying that Gendry is holding it down, because Arya didn't seem satisfied after the performance of Gendry. You know what I mean?
She went back for seconds, it looks like.
T-Baby has said that every man's stroke game in this whole show was whack. That's from T-Baby's back. Am I right? Did you say that, T-Baby?
It's true. Ladies, you can say in the comments, Ramsay trash, Jaime trash, John trash, all of them.
Oh, man, Theon was piping them down, though. He piped down like about 5 of them.
Again, trash. Trash.
Oh, we can. John DiAvento leaves a super chat. Thank you. He says, "What do you think of the idea of King Bran? It's Westeros. Will they adopt women equality and democracy overnight?" You know what? Oh, we got Podrick. What she said. What about Podrick Payne? I'm gonna tell y'all about Podrick Payne.
We didn't see his stroke game. We just heard that they gave the money away.
Yeah.
So that don't count.
And they specifically said that the man was not like he was well endowed or anything like that. So my thing about Podrick Payne is that what I think happened to Podrick Payne is that he put the tongue on those hookers. And I don't think anyone's going to really put a tongue on a hooker. If you're smart, you're not going to do that. I think he put the yuck mouth on him. That's why he's known as Yuck Mouth Payne. And that's what excited them, because it never happened. No one else was willing to do it. It's his first time out there. You've seen how gun-ho John was to go down, right? That's the first thing John wanted to do. So I think Podrick Payne was on the same situation. He just put the tongue on the hooker. And that's what it is.
Bron also went down on females a few times. So
on the hookers?
Yeah, and I think it was one of the episodes this season. He was about to go down on one, and then he got interrupted. And Cameron saying one of them was going to die of pox, right?
Bron, yeah, it sounded like you said John for a second, but no.
No, Bron. I meant Bron. Yeah. So I'm sorry, he's not not the only one eating his cheeks out here.
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Tormund take down a giant?
Kill a giant?
And we didn't see it. We haven't seen it.
No, he
said that he did. He said he did, but we didn't see it.
Yeah, no, because
I can't count that.
You ain't fuck no giant in that thing, like she calling them out on it. You know what I mean? I remember Egret saying that, so I don't think about that. We have someone say, T-Baby, what about Khal Drogo? What about his stroke game?
Okay, let me say, okay, he gets a little pass. His stroke game okay, I forgot about that. Because, Danny wasn't into it, but then Danny did get into it. So, yeah, okay, he gets a pass. But that's one out of how many? How many times we see ass and titty and we get worse stroke games? So, yeah, you're right. Kyle, he gets that.
The women just love Jason Momoa. They just give him a pass. And it's because it's Jason Momoa. That's the bottom line. Daddy put it on him more than he put it on her. She rocked his world. And when it all came down,
not mad at her at all for that. I understand her completely.
Yeah, she went on top and she pulled the boomerang on him, curled his toes up. He looked like Eddie Murphy underneath Robin Givens when it was all said and done. He was willing to do anything for her after that situation. And all that good stuff. What was the question? I'm sorry, I had a question here from a super chat and I lost it because we over here talking about Khal Drogo and all these other. The question was, do you think of the idea of King Bran? Do you think that's possible that Bran can sit the throne when this is all said and done? What do you think, T?
Y'all know Bran is my favorite character, but no. I think they just dropped the ball on Bran. I'm curious actually what y'all think is going to happen to Bran after this whole war.
All right, we'll go through that question right after this real quick. What's going to happen to Bran? But do y'all think Bran's going to sit the Iron Throne?
I think that would be hilarious if he did. You know what I mean? But no, I can't see it. I can't see it. In no serious way.
No, Derek, what are you thinking?
Now, you already know what I'm about to say about what I feel about Bran. And T-Baby's not going to like it. I'm sorry, but I think Bran is evil. I don't think he's going to sit the Iron Throne, but I think that Bran clearly isn't the same person, and I'm questioning his motives. I think he might be a child of the forest, and I can explain more later, but I definitely think that Bran is definitely going to there's something wrong with that cat, for real. And I think they're going to show it. I hope they show it.
We got $5 super chat from Antonius Lamont. The show is about to shock and awe. So Jon will kill Dany for the throne. I don't know if Jon's going to kill Dany for the Iron Throne. I can't see it. Now, I know the whole Nissa prophecy, if it was a situation like that, but the fact that the Night King is already defeated, I don't know if Jon would kill her for the Iron Throne. It doesn't seem to be in Jon's character that all of a sudden he's just going to assassinate this chick so he could sit the throne. What do you think about that, T-Baby? You think it's possible that Jon's just going to flip and all of a sudden just kill Daenerys for the Iron Throne?
No, he's not. He doesn't have the heart to do it. I do think, though, that, like I said, I can see people finding out who he really is and going behind his back to try to put him on the throne against Dany. But if it came down to it, Jon wouldn't kill kill Dany. He don't have the heart for that.
I can't see him doing it for the throne. What do you think, Fulan, about that? John just all of a sudden just say the throne is mine and kill her?
It wouldn't execute right if something like that happened, because you built this guy up to be Captain America since the beginning. I mean, that's the one thing I don't really like, is the way they adapted John from the books. Like, John in the books is like more realistic to me. Like, this TV John, he like Captain America. This dude don't do nothing wrong. He don't have no harbor, no anger in his heart towards Lannisters, despite what they did. None of that. But I can't, if he was going to do it, it wouldn't be for that. It would have to be for something like, okay, this is the only way to save all of humanity. Like, that's the only thing that would be consistent with his character. Like, he just doesn't have that type of ambition. So there's no way I can see that.
No doubt about it. What do you think, Derek? Do you think it's possible that Jon Stark, whatever, Targaryen, whatever you want to call him, John, you think that he would all of a sudden say, you know what, the throne is mine. I had to kill this chick to get it?
Nah, not unless she goes schizo and everybody starts going mad queen. You know, if she starts burning people and doing some wild shit like that, I think that he would definitely intervene. I don't see them doing that with her character at this point, but the possibility is there. They've hinted at that too, but again, that's just something that is up in the air. But that's the only way I can see John trying to. I don't think he would do it just to take the throne. That's not what he wants.
Yeah, if she went on Mad Queen, like, how mad would she have to go? Because all she can kill right now is Cersei and them. What would make John really lose his mind to the point where he said, I have to kill her? She would have to flip on Sansa. She would have to flip on Arya. She
already threatened Sansa too.
But that's the only army she has right now, right? Because all her army is basically dead. So if she's got to get the North to fight her battle for her to take the throne. So I just can't see her losing her mind and flipping, because I think if she killed anyone, the Lannisters or anyone in King's Landing, I don't think he would get mad to kill. This is war. I don't think he'd get mad at her enough to kill her. I don't think that'd be Mad Queen enough for him to get rid of her. He would have to flip on Sansa, Arya, and try to get them eaten by a dragon or something like that in order for him to do that. That's the only way I can see her going, showing her madness, how mad she would be. And I don't know if they would really do anything like that with her.
But look at all that she's lost. She's lost her Unsullied. She's lost the Dothraki. I mean, she doesn't have really anybody at this point backing her. So if she feels like her back's against the wall and the people that are around her now who, you know, are possibly the opposition at this point, she's going to lash out because she's going to feel like all she has are her dragons.
See, I don't support none of that Mad Queen stuff. All that stuff is just corny, and I don't even know where people get it from, honestly. This is the Game of Thrones. If you're going to win it, you have to be willing to take what it takes to win it. Like, I'm tired of, okay, Cersei can just do whatever. She does what it, like, this thing is not about, I believe George, honestly, is letting us know it's not about, okay, blood, right? It's not about any of that stuff. This thing is about who willing to do what it takes to win it. And I think ultimately she won't, because everybody telling her don't do that. That's gonna be the tragedy of the whole thing.
Yeah, well, you win or you die, right? So this is the game that you play.
Hey, so Tony, so what's the point of the vision from the House of the Undying then in the throne room with all the snow in it? What's that for now? Because that was one of my biggest questions: is how are they going to pull that off?
What do you think about that, Fulan? What's going on with that vision? We've seen in there snow coming down. The Night King is dead. Is it still going to be snowing down in King's Landing like it was there? Are we going to see anything from that House of Undying vision?
I think what it means is she will be within grasp of the Iron Throne, and it'd be there for her to take if she want. But she's gonna be distracted by some other people telling her to do something else. And because of that, she'll never be the queen. Because, you know, I'm listening to Jorah, listening to Tyrion, listening to Jon. None of them guys are just going to help you get anything. You got to go do it. Like, when she's successful is when she follows her instincts. I fully believe. I don't care what nobody say. You follow your instincts. They think you mad. All right, that's because they don't have your ambition. Like when Alexander the Great, Genghis Khan, all these type of conquerors came, nobody can relate to a conqueror. Conquerors represent by 0.1% of the population. People don't relate to them. They just go and they get it done. If she do that, she'll get it. But if she keep listening to these people talking all this nonsense, that's gonna get them killed by Cersei. She's not gonna get it.
I feel, that's kind of like what the Queen of Thorns told her, right? Be yourself, be who you are, right?
Listen to that old lady. Now listen to that. She better listen to that old lady. She tell the truth.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think, T? Are we going to see anything from that vision, or that vision just going to go forth the wasteland?
No, I think that you will see that vision. I don't think it's snow. I think it's ash. So I think she burns down King's Landing, and I do think something's going to prevent her from actually getting to the actual throne. Like, she'll be close enough, but maybe something tragic happens to her. But as far as that vision, I think that's just from when she unleashed her dragons, not actual snow.
Yeah, she should have already burnt King's Landing down. The fact that she tried to go there as a diplomat with John and everything, I think that was a big mistake. You got to take what's yours. If you feel that that's yours, and she had Cersei in her clutches. She had all of them right then. She should have pulled a Tywin Lannister, and she had the dragon sitting right there. She should have just walked back to that dragon and just said Dracarys and burnt everyone up in that room. Killed everyone in that room. She should have killed them all. Everyone, Tyrion, John, everyone there. She should have burnt them all, and this thing would be over right now. Sometimes you got to go the Tywin Lannister route. There's a reason why Tywin is a Tywin. When you see, even when you deal with, like, in real life, and you hear about people like Saddam Hussein and how crazy he was, and he was all this bad, but he was that bad, and he was that crazy, and he was that monster. But sometimes it takes a monster to control other monsters.
Exactly.
And I think it comes down to a situation like that, because you didn't hear about all the other crazy stuff going on when Saddam Hussein was in there. Because he'd be like, listen, you may be willing to die, but are you willing to watch your grandmother get fed to the lions? Are you willing to watch your kids get fed to the lions? And I think sometimes it goes down like that. And I think it takes a monster to kill, to take out a couple of monsters. And Dany, I think, needs to become a monster, and she's going to want to have to do what she wants to do, because when you're dealing with these people in there with Cersei Land, she's ruthless. Cersei's willing to do anything to anyone at any time to get what she wants. And I think that you have to go in there with that attitude yourself if you're going to be a successful when it comes down to it.
Hey, Tony, I got to hop off.
What happened?
I got to hop off. I just want to say I appreciate you. Appreciate y'all for having me on. Excited to see the episode. I'll catch up with you later, all right?
All right, brother. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for chilling with us, man. Big Derek Brock's in the building. He's going to be at Crown of Thrones rocking with us and stuff like that. So make sure y'all get out to Crown of Thrones and chill with us up in that piece. Thank you, brother, for hanging with us, man.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I appreciate it. No doubt. No doubt. So we are here. We are rocking for a couple more minutes here before this is all said and done. People keep hitting me up on Facebook. I'm popular on Facebook today, boy. I am done popular on Facebook. So we used to be rocking. Let me get a question here from the chat for y'all to answer. I know we have a bunch of them. They keep going so fast. Got so many people up here watching so fast up in here. Let me see if I can find one. If I can get something out of here and stuff like that. Go back into reality and stuff. Who thinks no one takes the Iron Throne and we'll be back to 7 kingdoms and no rule from King's Landing? That's from Dan. Do you think there will be an Iron Throne when this is all said and done? What do you think about that, T?
I think in the books it might not be, but as far as the show, I do think we will see someone sit the Iron Throne when it's all said and done.
All right. What do you think? What do you think about that? Do you think it's gonna be Iron Throne?
I used to think that what was going to happen was there would be 7 independent kingdoms, only because I read too much into that. That deal Yara made with Dany when she was in Marine, and basically she said, "Okay, I'll give you the ships in exchange for independence," which is something I think Sansa should have done. Just ask, you know what I mean? Because she even told Tyrion, if they ask, I let them have it. All right, so that's what I thought. Now though, I don't know. They seem that they just not even mentioning that anymore. I don't know what's up with that. I thought I saw foreshadowing for it, But now I'm starting to think it's gonna be there, and it's gonna be just whoever's the most ruthless person, man. So I do believe there will be one.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the logo, and I think that they got to keep it because it's the logo. I don't think they're gonna get rid of it. I just think it'll be Sansa and Gendry sitting on it when it's all said and done. We got super chat here from Bob and says, "What's in the crypts?" I don't know if it's dealing with the show wise. I don't think there's going to be anything dealing with the crypts ever again. But in the books, I really thought that the crypts would be much more special. What are y'all thinking about the crypts? We don't see anything with those crypts. What's in them?
No, just dead bodies. That's it. I think, like you said, what we saw in episode 3 was what they were going to do as far as the crypts. I think it's going to be completely different in the books. I think there's something else down there, but as far as the show, the only thing was that the dead was just going to come up.
I meant to say something about that earlier. I think Moji was talking, was talking about it. That was whack, man. The way they did that. Like, you had no idea who. I didn't even know for real when I first saw it that it was people from the Crypts. I thought just the Army of the Dead who got into the castle just broke through the wall. Like, I didn't know what that was. So I'm still not sure if that was anyone raised. Number one, I'm waiting to see if they're gonna confirm that today. And no, I don't think they're gonna do anything else. I think it's all gonna be about Cersei and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I agree. I thought, listen, it could have been Rhaegar's harp, in the books. It could be Sword Dawn in the books, but obviously they're not going there at all with that. So I don't think we're going to see anything about that. But thinking about people dying, Jorah Mormont died. He had Heartsbane. Sand's going to get it back. Do you think that sword's going to go to somebody else? And if so, who? What do you think about that, T?
I mean, no, I don't see why it should go to someone else. I mean, that still belongs to his house. So unless they just straight up take it from him, which they could, because I don't see Sam fighting for it. Well, I could see Sam fighting for it, but I mean, Sam don't have hands, so.
Yeah, Sam's got no hand skills whatsoever. That dude has got nothing. Nothing. What do you think, Fulan? You think that Heartsbane is going to go into someone else's hands?
Nah, I think that Valerian still only served the purpose of dealing with the Army of the Dead. So after that, whenever he go back to Horn Hill, he hang it right back up where it was, and his little fat ass gonna still live. Whatever. That's all.
I think if they were gonna kill Sam, they had so many opportunities to kill him. The fact that he is not dead yet, I can't see Sam dying at all. So let's talk about this episode. If you think someone's gonna die in this episode, who is it going to be? T-Baby.
No, I don't think anyone's going to die. I think most likely people will die in the 5th and 6th episode. I think all of this is going to be straight up talk, straight up, let's resolve some of this stuff or figure out what's going to happen moving forward.
Yeah, I think someone has to, because anybody who follows my channel know that I believe Daenerys is the protagonist of the particular season. So what happens with them is they just typically lose and lose and lose and lose. So all right, she lost Jorah. I think she got to lose one more significant person. I don't know, Grey Worm maybe. The Unsullied. I can see Grey Worm maybe dying. That'll be but somebody close to Daenerys, I believe, is definitely gonna kick the bucket.
I agree with you. Someone's got to die every episode. Multiple people, I think, or it's not going to be a successful season. You got to have at least 2, 3, 4 deaths every episode. And the way Daenerys is saying root and stem, she seems like she's upset. That means something bad happened to her. So I definitely agree that something that happens to Daenerys got to be someone close to her. I'm gonna go with the Grey Worm too because he shouldn't survive. You know how they do black people. I don't know how he got out of this one. So, I don't know how he got out of
Grey Worm is going to die season after season after season. Grey Worm probably going to sit the Iron Throne after everything's said.
Grey Worm is he's like Braun. He's like someone that should be dead, but for somehow he keeps escaping death. But I love it. I think he's going to go. I think he's going to get. It's got to be someone close to Daenerys. It's got to be Grey Worm. Who else is close to him? Missandei? It can't be Missandei. Yeah. It best not be Missandei.
Yeah, but it could be. Those are the only two that I could see that are real close to her. That would affect her.
Those are all. That's all she's got left of those two people. It can't be Missandei. Why would they kill her? No, No,
I just don't see how.
No,
I just don't see how you get to it. You know what I mean? That's the thing. How do you really get to it? That's why I say Grey Worm. You know, he out there.
It's gotta be Grey Worm. There's no other, and there's no other word. You got a super chat in the building from IDIL. Thank you very much. George R. R. Martin talked about a spinoff. I think he came out with an article saying that there's like 3 spinoffs in the works. Don't believe the hype. 1 is being shot for next season, but there's also 2 more that's being developed. So, and that's what's going on. So definitely we do have some spinoffs in the works. Hopefully they come off and they're good. You know what I mean? And that's it. I hope that they're good. Sailor Diva, watch yourself with that Masani comment. All right? Don't be hating on my girl. Don't be hating on my girl. There ain't nothing happening to her. That's what they best not kill that chick. They kill that chick, I'm giving every episode a rating 0. There's no
watch they kill her next episode just to piss you off.
Oh, they're not gonna kill her. That's not happening, man. We got a super chat from Sam. If I'm not mistaken, George R. R. Martin is playing with the War of the Roses. That will resolve when a child born of both families took the throne. So I still believe that a child of ice and fire will be born. Thoughts? What do you think? Will we have a child of ice and fire being born?
I don't think so. I think that's wishful thinking. Sorry.
I think they should, if they're going to follow all that foreshadowing. They talked about Danny being pregnant by at least 3 times I could think of. Jorah handing John Longclaw talking about you can pass it down to your children. Yeah, John is there talking about her being pregnant. She mentions it to Tyrion. If they're going to follow what they foreshadow, that should happen. But I'm like, we episode 3 already, no mention of pregnancy, so I don't know what these guys are going to do, man.
I would have thought they would have said something about a pregnancy. John doesn't seem like the type who could hold it back or pull out. He seems like a guy who just leaves it there. You know what I mean? So that's the type of guy he seems like he is to me. So I would have thought that she would at least been pregnant and they would have said something about it. But she on dragon back, riding around, tumbling up the dragons and everything else. Does not seem that she's been impeded in any way. So yeah. I don't know if she is pregnant or anything else like that. What about a wedding? We haven't had any weddings. Do you think we can see a wedding maybe between Jon and Daenerys? Maybe a wedding between Euron and Greyjoy? Are we going to see that?
It did kind of look like Euron was proposing to Cersei in that trailer. So we might get a proposal, but I don't know if we'll get a wedding. Or it might be at the end, but you're not going to like who I think might get married. So
who is that?
The same person who been getting cheeks this whole season, Arya and Gendry.
Oh, y'all, Gendry.
I'm sorry, I just don't see Sansa taking her man. I just don't see it.
Sansa is one of them people that's like real in her heart. She just would never have a good relationship with a man. She's just way too what do you call that? Like scorned.
Fucked up. Yeah.
Done when it comes to that. She just don't believe in it. She just believes it's all manipulation. She's just real cynical about relationships. I don't see Sansa doing that unless it's like Robin Aaron, some dude she knows she can run over and just use it for power. That's where I think she's at mentally. As far as Arya and Gendry, maybe that'll happen. I think they're gonna kill Gendry, something like that, because that's just the way this show seems to go. Jon and Daenerys should get married. They should. There's no logical reason why they wouldn't, but I can't predict they will because I don't know. I can't believe that Jon. It's one of the things that pissed me. I'm sorry, I don't mean to rant, but one of the things that really made me mad about last season is how Jon didn't bring that on the table from the rip. When you first met her, okay, I'm the king of the north. You right down here. Why wasn't he talking about that? Like, why that's not part of the plot drove me crazy. And you got stupid Euron thinking about that on that level with Cersei. Like, that whole thing just drives me crazy. So I don't know what they're going to do.
Especially when Tyrion brings it up, and that's the reason why she leaves Dario behind. Because go ahead.
Oh yeah. No, I'm agreeing. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna leave him behind for specific reasons that you have to get married to someone over here. For them not even to have a conversation about that is weird. Maybe that this is what this episode's about. Maybe now she's like, hey, Jon, you don't want the throne with both Targaryens. Let's get married. And so do you think that it's going to come out this episode that it's going to be that of Jon's is a Targaryen? You think that's coming out this episode?
For sure.
I hope so. I mean, it's no point in them dragging that on anymore. especially if we thinking like the next episode 5 is going to be like a battle. I think they need to get that out the way, or at least get that plot moving, because otherwise what would be the point of just telling us that Jon is the rightful heir and do nothing about it?
I believe like Jon and Danny have to have a conversation about it. I don't know if everybody gonna find out. Like I'm like what I'm kind of thinking is like Jon gonna kind of keep it under wraps, right? They're not gonna continue the sexual relationship right now until probably later, right? But I think what's gonna happen is Jon announcing who he is gonna cause the Golden Company to flip on Cersei, which is what's gonna lead to Cersei losing. I think it's got to be something like that. But I got this feeling though, somebody who ain't supposed to know gonna kind of find out. Varys, Sansa, something. So they're gonna be plotting with it. You know what I mean? I think they're gonna not want it to get out, but it is.
Yeah, because when you think about it, they do see that Jon's riding a dragon. So I think because they show Sansa just looking at it. So I think some people are going to figure out like he must have some type of Targaryen blood in him because he is riding a dragon.
And this daggone Varys, he ain't shown that he's a spy master in almost like 4 damn seasons. Like, what is the last time this guy, like every season before, Varys always come out and mention something. And everybody like, dang, how you know that? You know, like, when is it? This guy just doesn't know anything now. Like, Qyburn, like, just knows everything. He does, like, I'm not even gonna get into it, man. That's this type of stuff that just frustrates me. But, you know,
I hear you. Now, before we get up out of here, we're going to do one more music box giveaway. I promised y'all I would do it. We have every week we've done this show. We've gotten more people watching. Just like to say thank you to everybody who comes here and watches. You know, we're not the biggest channel in the world, but I do believe that we got the best fans on this channel, most loyal fans. I really do appreciate all y'all out there and stuff like that. You know, we always have a lot of haters for whatever reason that we have on Teflon TV, but y'all still come in and support me, and I truly, truly appreciate that. All right, so this question is going to be a little bit more difficult. It's not going to be as easy as the other ones were, but I still believe that y'all can get it. So here we go. This is the question. Which U.S. city was one of the 8 international locations visited by the 2015 Game of Thrones exhibition?
Repeat it again, because I'm pretty sure they're going to be like, what?
Which U.S. city was one of the 8 international locations visited by the 2015 Game of Thrones exhibition?
Y'all got really want that music box.
Oh, I think I've seen a couple of winners already. Let me go back up there and check it out. Some people got it. People ain't playing around. People know that Game of Thrones here.
Because I didn't know this.
The city was San Diego. San Diego is the city. I've seen it up in there. And we have it a winner. And the winner is, the first one I see here going back is Lady Cheryl of Lindsay. All women tonight. I don't mind. I don't mind. Let me get that down for you there, so I'll make sure that we have you down for our third winner tonight. I really do appreciate you participating. That is Lady Cheryl. Love the name Cheryl every time I seen it. Cheryl of Lindsay. You are the winner of the Game of Thrones music box. So we have our 3 winners for the night, and that was I thought that was pretty hard, but that was like gotten within like that was like gotten within the first like 7 people, and just came right out there and everything else like that. It was all good and stuff. So thank you very much. Congratulations to Lady Cheryl Lindsay. And as always, before we go, I would like to ask you to rep your hood. Please put in the comment section where you are from, and I will read out and where you're from. Let these people know. And the Don Tony Teflon on Teflon TV, we are worldwide, and we got peoples all over the world. And let them know what is going down right there. Thank you to Renee and my house dog holding down the moderation for me and everything else. Let's get this popping. I'm going to try to do this as best as I can. Mr. Kevin Cleary representing Memphis, Tennessee. Torben Lothbrok in Minnesota. OTDA is in Tennessee. Jay Cruz is in Vegas. Anthony Vasquez is in San Antonio, Texas. Cheryl Strader, it wasn't me. I know it wasn't you. I know that wasn't you. It's sold up. We got Christian Antonio in Pittsburgh. We got Juan Ferrero in Brazil. TK Richards in Charleston. Daryl Gunn from Fort Lauderdale. Tuca 420s in the Windy City. A Wonderful Bug is representing Melbourne, Australia. Oliver Harrison, Manchester, England. We got Adolf in Syracuse, New York. Doris Winch in, I don't know what that is. I have EARF. What is that place? I have no idea. Miss Sasha is from Philadelphia, representing Philadelphia up in the building. Let Him Shoot, Baltimore City. We got DFW representing Texas. We got it's going too fast. Black Chung is in Japan. We got Miss Welter saying Roll Tide, so I guess that's Alabama. Dan is from British Columbia, Canada. John DiAvento, my man who makes my music, is in Hartford, Connecticut. We got HAR. Har is in India. It's India. I don't want to say it bad because if I say it the way it looks, it's gonna sound terrible. Gregory 03 is in Chicago. Pierre is representing Queens, my hometown. We have Beeve in Seattle. We got Daniel is in the home of the big booty women, Brazil. We got also got another Paul from Brazil too. Say what up to y'all. I'm coming to see y'all, man. We got Johnny Walker in Atlanta. Ben Rivers in New York, New Jack City. We got another person from Brazil. A bunch of people from Brazil up in here. What up to y'all? Wolverine's Claws is in London. We got Will Carter in Nashville, home of the where the con's gonna be. So I hope you'll be at the con, Will. No excuse for you not to be. The king of the north, I think that's north, is from Chicago. We got Annie is in Cincinnati. We got my man from Bucktown. Bucktown to me is Brooklyn. So I hope that's where you rep him right there. Tone Capo is Westeros side of Detroit. We got Bernadette is representing Trinidad up in this piece. Sean is from Australia representing. You know, we got a bunch of people up in here for a bunch of all over the world. Thank you very much for joining me. T-Baby, let the people know where they can find you and what you're doing.
You can find me at T-Baby. And thank you, Tony, because after our stream we had Monday, I got actually a lot of subscribers off of that. So good looking out. I think that we're going to be back on Monday on Alicia Kingston's channel for the episode review, which we're going to have Old Nan on there. And then episode 5, we're going to have Elamar. And then the season finale, we're going to have Sam. So it's going to be a girls club, and I can't wait for that. So join me.
No doubt, Jordan. I think the link has been in the description. OTDA has been holding that down, so no link to the channel. Please look Alicia Kingston's link in there so they can find you in that. My man Fulon Speaks. Listen, man, as I said, you the only one I knew that Cole the Night King will be defeated in that episode. The only one out of all the people on YouTube, you the only one, bro. Big ups to you. Let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me right here on YouTube, Fulon Speaks, just like it's spelled right there. And you know, we working on putting out stuff every single day right now. You know, we're doing previews, we're doing recaps, we're doing foreshadowing videos and breaking down things from the standpoint of like plot, because that's my thing. Film student, so that's the way I look at it. And I look forward to, you know, some of you coming on and seeing what we have to offer.
No doubt. Listen, the man's putting out videos every day, not just little 5-minute videos too, like 20 minutes strong. So definitely support his channel if you're in the Game of Thrones. And listen, his predictions is right, man. He's banging them out. So definitely support his channel, support everyone. Thank you to all my moderators. Thank you to everybody that was out there and did that for me. All the people who won, definitely hit me up, Teflon TV on Facebook, but you better like my page first. But until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.